Everybody, what's going on? It's me, TheEliteace. We are live action. You already know what it is. Here to bring this quick little video regarding my, results with COVID-19. Now, I know I put up the actual results on my social media pages, but I thought it'd be cool to give an actual video describing the process, of what went down, how long it took, things of that nature, my thoughts on it. Now, we all know that COVID-19 is going on. There are people out there who believe it. There are some who still don't believe it for whatever reason. Hey, if you believe it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I have a family member that has COVID-19. I know people that have COVID-19. I know people whose family have COVID-19, et cetera, et cetera. So this video isn't about if you believe it or not. So the way it came about was my cousin, she asked me that I want to go get tested because, she had the hookup on getting tested. So I'm like, cool, out of curiosity, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I wonder what the process is, or how it's gonna go. Now, this is the thing. Yes, I've always been humble with the whole thing. I'm just getting back from getting some ingredients, live action vegetarian meals. But anyway, I was always humble about the whole thing. And let me explain. Yes, we all know I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'm a vegetarian. I take very good care of myself. I do my best to work out, make sure I get rid of all impurities and the free radicals, take my probiotics, antioxidants, all those kind of things. But I'm not Superman, From what I've read, I could be a super carrier. Super carrier are the individuals who actually have the virus but show no symptoms, feel perfectly fine, but yet they're talking, laughing, breathing, coughing, sneezing, and just spreading it to other motivators who can actually get it and just get very sick off of it. So I was still mindful of that, taking precautions, wearing the masks and everything. In my state, the governor really amped it up. She said, if you get caught not wearing a mask, by authorities, that's a $500 fine, and I think it's a misdemeanor. And all the stores, by law, they have to turn you away if you don't have a mask. They have motivators waiting right at the door, outside or inside. So as soon as you walk in, they're like, oh, no mask, get out. So, hey, whatever, it is what it is. Anyway, the whole process. So I went there with my cousin, and you go in there. I met with the gentleman who had a clipboard. You tell him your name, you make sure, okay, yeah, there's your name. And there was a line shaped like a U. So of course you have to do 6 feet, social distancing. We all have on our masks and everything. So I'm waiting. And right when you go to this like a counter, this counter is like just laced with this thick ass Godzilla skin plastic. And then this lady, she approaches you with a hazmat suit. She got the mask, the plastic face shield, and the whole suit and everything. She got her hair tied up with a this industrial Gundanium bonnet on, gloves, everything. So she goes on to ask for your information. She says, name, number. Then she asks you all these questions. All the answers was no. Do you have a fever, or you have a shortness of breath? Were you around? It was all no. So she said, okay. She documented everything. She went in the back. And before she went in the back, she told me to verify everything on the left, on the wall. It was like these pieces of paper taped up on the left. So I look, reading, and it's just telling you information about the COVID-19 things you already know. And there was a picture of a face and a hand with a swab going up the nose. I said, oh, okay, that's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna swab you. So I'm like, okay. So she comes back to the counter. She said, okay, so I want you to step around and go to counter number 2, because that was counter number 1. Went around there, and the same thing set up, Gundanium plastic, lady in this Resident Evil hazmat suit. She tells me, okay, you're gonna take this swab and swab it yourself. I'm like, huh? I'm gonna swab myself. I said, okay. The thing is, this was no ordinary swab. This thing was as long as a Titan. I swear to grits. This thing, man, look, the swab was at least this long. No bullcrap. Imagine all of this up your nose. I swear. And it's not the fact that it was long. She said you have to put up your nose until you feel resistance. I don't know how old a lot of you motivators are, but I'm older than a lot of my fan base. I may not look like it, but the classic movie, Total Recall. Sound off below if you know where I'm going with this. If you've ever seen Total Recall, not that remake, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking to his other self, and he had to stick that thing up his nose. And he told him to do it until you hear the crunch. You have to get the tracking device out his nose. That's how it felt. I have never stuck nothing up my nose that far. Man, going up there until you feel resistance. And get this, she had a timer. You gotta do it for 15 motivating seconds. So I got this up my nose. Eyes all like this and eyes watering. That 15 seconds felt like 80 minutes, I swear. I'm counting and counting. I could have swore, in my mind, I was at 15 seconds. It was still going on. Then I heard a beep, beep. Okay, that was 15 seconds. I'm like, whew. She said, okay, now other nostril. Other nostril, so you gotta do the other nostril. So when I was swirling everything around this nostril, up this nostril, hand it back to her. She put a little slot paper thing that it came in, so she told me to go to room number 3. Keep in mind, this was counter number 2, and I was coming from counter number 1. So I went from counter number 1 to number 2. Now I'm going to room number 3. This was no counter. This was a room. So I'm in room number 3. It was another line, 6 feet social distancing. We have to wait for our results. We're waiting. And this is why they took down your number and at counter number 1. I got a phone call. Now, I don't answer unknown numbers. So I'm like, what the hell? And it was the area code was all out of whack. I'm familiar with multiple area codes in my state, but this one was extra out of whack. Then my cousin was like, no, just answer it. I'm like, oh yeah, duh, this is probably dumb. Answered it, and they go over this long ass speech. In my mind, it was long because I'm like, look, just get to the point. So they told me, of course, I'm negative, you know, and I wasn't too surprised. No, yes, thank God, but I wasn't surprised. So anyway, they don't have you go in that room just for them to call you. When you come up to this other counter, yeah, it was full of counters. Excuse me. I went to this counter, same setup, Gundanian plastic, lady in a Resident Evil hazmat suit. But you know those long sticks, they got the claws at the end, you pull the trigger and you pick up the trash. It was this little slot. Hey, I don't blame them, but it was this little slot. The claw came out, they stuck that through the slot to hand it to you. And they hand you, you know, your results and paperwork. So as you can see right here, bam, wait, is this that glare? Okay, there we go. Is it blurry? Hopefully that, you know what, man, look, just know it says negative, all right? Y'all can pause and see it. So yeah, it says negative. So, and that was it. That was it, you know? I took my precautions, you know, I don't, you know, be touching my eyes and mouth and nose. I stay with the wipes and sanitizer, disinfectant stuff, everything. You know, I just stay cautious about the whole thing, man. You know, I'm a homebody. I stay away from these damn humans, you know. So that was the whole process. So if you've got tested, let me know how your process went, because I'm pretty sure the process was probably different. Maybe not, maybe so, but whatever. All right, so yeah, so give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Yeah, it is me, the Elite Ace. Thanks for watching. Signing out.